I love Skyrim, and I've been playing for over 10 years now, and I always will have room for it on my hard drive. But I'm tired of this game. Hi, I'm Ben, the unscripted disciple, and I overthink everything. That's pretty much what I do here on this channel, is I just overthink everything until it becomes almost profound and sounds wise, and it becomes the most pretentious and hipster thing that you've ever seen in any man bun ever. And today I want to look at Skyrim. I've been thinking about this game a lot. I really like how there's so much going on in it, but I feel like there's a lot more to this story than what's being said, because I really don't think that it's that great of a game.
That ominous glow in the distance.
Like, it's good for sure, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'll always have room for it in my heart, but I really can't take it anymore. Can we stop praising this game as though it saved all of humanity? Spooky. I swear I got ghosts or something. So today, I want to take a deeper look at Skyrim by Bethesda Game Studios, and I want to really look at what makes this game tick. Why is it so good? Why do we praise it as though it saved gaming for everyone of all time ever? I understand that people are going to have their opinions, and you're welcome to it, but I have my own. I think that there's a really big part of the story here that we're missing. As we look at this game today, I want us to be looking at it in a much deeper level than just the regular surface kind of stuff, so that when we're done, the Gooner neckbeards can't come after me. So let's start on a very simple note so that we're all on the same page here. What is this game? What is Skyrim? For the 5 people who don't know, I assume, I know you're out there. Steven. So Skyrim is an epic RPG where you go out on missions as the Dragonborn, the prophesied one. But you don't know that yet. Oosh. But you take up this mantle, and as you go through Skyrim, you find out that it's up to you to figure out why dragons are coming back and to lower the tensions that are stirring? What did I write? That are stirring between the Stormcloak and the Imperial Alliance. You try your best to not get sidetracked, but you definitely will, because for some reason that building off in the distance calls my name, like Valhalla calls for me each and every day. But look at these buildings. I mean, how can they not? They're really interesting, to say the least. I mean, this really is a fantasy world, but is that it? Foreshadowing is a literary tool used to predict what will happen or is soon to happen by using context clues of surrounding and current events. But look at some of these depictions, these scenes. I'm going to put them up on screen. Look at some of these scenes. I mean, how am I supposed to not get lost quicker than me trying to carry a conversation with the opposite sex? I think that Up Is Not Jump has a really good analysis of this. He's in his Skyrim is Not a Nightmare video. He really puts it into very basic terms. He pretty much just says this game has style, and that this style is what gives this game its life, its breath, what really makes it work as a game, because it's not super realistic. I'm not going to get into all of it, but you should go check out his video. But basically, the bigger picture is just that everything down to the lighting, atmosphere, gameplay, just all the different things that are in this game really help give it that personality that it might be lacking if it didn't otherwise have, or maybe took the route, as he compares it to Red Dead Redemption 2. So as he compares it to that, he continues to build off that idea that having this style is better than being realistic. And what you're left with is a world that is built in this fantasy feeling, that you are in a place that's not your own, that you are in a fantasy world that you could only dream of experiencing. But let's be real here. Bethesda's going to show up in another couple years and tell us that they reworked all of the graphics in this game. In reality, they just added God rays, which have been in games since like 2015. And you're like, wow, thank you so much. You great thing. Let me just give you a little kiss. Love you. Because that's what we do every single time. We don't consider the idea that there's more that we need, okay? This game needs more than just a lighting upgrade, but this game needs more, okay? I want something better than just God rays and more complex water animations, because that's what I'm looking at in the 18 gajillion hours I've poured into this game. And that way you don't have people stretching like they're in a Shrek SFM or something. I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm done. Okay, can we fix it? Thanks. But really though, I do genuinely like the art style in this game, even though the graphics are outdated and it kind of sucks. The art style is amazing. It gives you that whimsical feeling, like I said, that world that you could only dream of experiencing. There's not much else I can say about it though, other than, yeah, I like it. It's good. I like the old-timey medieval atmosphere that they really play into, that Nordic kind of architecture that they were going for, and it really hits. It really hits the nail on the head. And that art almost adds to the gameplay itself. Have you ever heard of the Mario 64 rule or effect or something like that? It pretty much just says that, like in Mario 64, we can have a good time in a game just running around and jumping around, because that in and of itself is good and fun in this game. It's not something basic or small. It's something that we enjoy naturally. We don't have to necessarily be doing missions. Mario 64 had this in buttloads, and that's why it's called the Mario 64 rule or effect or whatever they call it, where you can just ignore the entire game and have fun, which is exactly what I do every time I pick up this game. I think that Skyrim has this rule in loads, like more loads than my toilet after I ate Chipotle for 2 days straight. I think I'm getting flashbacks to it. But really, I just go in and I'll run a couple dungeons or something. I completely ignore the dragons or the civil war that's happening in Skyrim. I don't think I've completed the civil war thing once in this game, like ever. I'm pretty sure the closest I've ever came was a very, I think I got to the big battle. I can't even think what it's called, the big battle ones, but that was it. That was the closest I ever got. I didn't care enough. And this game does that a lot, even though exploring is wonderful, and I can honestly say that I have never been disappointed in this game after playing it, other than myself, because I'm bad at video games and I like to torture myself, so, you know, that happens. But other than that, it's fine. It's great. I love it. I love exploring this world and meeting some of these people. But trying to do anything else other than going in and running the side quests or doing a couple dungeons or finding something new, it really doesn't do much for me. But doing anything else in this game other than just running a couple dungeons, finding something new, maybe doing a side quest or two, doesn't do much. That's not to say that I don't have fun with this game. I do. I genuinely do. A number of times I've quick saved, killed a whole village viciously, and let their blood run through the streets as if I was a man in the Trojan War, and then loaded and went about my day as if I didn't just spill every single person's blood in this game. It's fun. It's fun. But I mean, what can you expect in a game where you have a mechanic that you can walk up to someone, whisper in their ear, and turn them into dust? It's like you're a small god. I mean, that in this world, yeah, that's what you are. So. Which is such a trope, but it's one that I like here. And I'm kind of over the trope, but in this game, it works. I like it. I don't know. It's nice. you start to feel like you were really chosen to be the person you're claiming to be, that you were to be the chosen one. You were the Dragonborn of legend. And that was you. And that's what it feels like. I know that people complain that it's too easy, but what do you expect? How else are you going to get that hero feeling that you were the one that was meant to go defeat the dragons and also calm the storm that's rising in the government and still have time for a delightful cup of tea afterwards? I think that Breath of the Wild is something that I struggle with on this one, because you're telling me that I'm supposed to be the 100-year-old legend that's allegedly saved Hyrule at one point, and yet when I wake up and go to run more than 3 feet, I somehow get breathed out. Like, I'm supposed to be the twink boy of legend. Come on, what are we doing? Because I'm sorry, but last time I checked, I saved all of Hyrule 100 years ago. Why do I get out of breath and need a coffee break when I run a little bit too far? Like, this game has leveling, but come on, Zelda, really? Is it Nintendo? Like, are we doing this? Is that really what we're doing? But here, like I said, you can find out what's going on with the dragons, calm the social issues going on in Skyrim, and still have a delightful cup of tea afterwards. Which brings me to my next point. The story. Like I'd said, it's nothing to write home about by any means, but even though this story is very basic, I think it's unique. I think it's really unique in its own way. So you show up in Skyrim as a prisoner who jumped the border, and now you're in this place, and from what you learn is basically just like, oh, you're awake. Here's everything that's going on right now. That you haven't even played the other game, so we're gonna tell you everything about everything in this entire game right here and now, because you are a stupid poopy head. Okay? Also, Imperials and their damn lists. Like, that's all you get. Can we be done with this crap? Like, I think Zelda does a really good job with this. I just crapped on it 2 seconds ago, so I guess I'll give it praise a little bit. Zelda does this really well with the story, where it gives you this little, like, drops of backstory, the very basics of what you need to know, and then keeps you going on your way. It just kind of shows you the bad guy and goes, okay, you're a gamer, go get him, champ. Like, that's all you get. You don't get that, what's it called? That, like, that mundane feeling. You don't get that feeling that you were just someone who happened across this or anything like that. You just get poured into it, and then as you explore the world in Zelda, you start to realize that this world has other things going on, and it opens up. As you play, everything else unfolds and opens up in front of you as though you went and found it. Here in Skyrim, you don't feel that sense of adventure like you do in Breath of the Wild. Instead, it's this, like, just this gritty, like, shoveled down your throat story. I think of a memory I have with me and a couple friends. We were out driving one day, all of us, and while we were out there driving around, we came across this park that was, like, gated off. And we parked in front of the gate, got out of the car, and went to go into the park because there was a moon there's a spot in the trees where you could see the moon beautifully. It was amazing. And I wanted pictures of it because at the time I was really into photography. So I wanted to get this picture done of this beautiful picture. And, got the picture, and our one friend was super scared. We had to basically carry her into the park. She wouldn't go. And she's like, well, I don't know why it's closed, and yada, yada, yada. And well, eventually we found out the next day that park had a bear roaming around it earlier that day. And a small part of me wanted to go back, but also I was like, thank goodness we did not run into that. That would have been an issue. But I think that is the perfect synopsis, microcosm, I don't know, whatever, that really shows what an adventure is, right? That an adventure is something that has things that go wrong, or has things that you find out, or something that you discover that opens up what just happened or is happening, either way. Or like a puzzle that like you're piecing it together. It gives you that raw feeling that you did something, that you went out and found it. And Skyrim just doesn't have that. It really just doesn't. The start of Skyrim is just like, okay, you're enemies of the state, and then everyone doesn't care. Like, bro, I don't want to figure anything out on my own. So I mean, that sounds like work, and I don't want to do that. That sounds gross and icky. Thank you for giving me everything that I needed right here in the first hour of this game. I love it. But now that that's off my chest, that the story is boring, and I wanted more. I will admit that it is kind of unique. Like I said before, it's unique, where you're the savior of the current government and the people and the dragons. As you find out as you go through the story, you find out that you are stopping the bad dragon from resurrecting these dragons and trying to take control over all of the rest of the world. But I will say there are some things where you can like explore and find stuff, and the world opens up later on, like once you've met with the Greybeards. Once you've met with the Greybeards, you can just abandon the whole story and no one gives a crap. That's what I do every single time. I meet with the Greybeards, and then I'm gone doing whatever it was I wanted to do, like finding something I saw online or something like that. The lore is not something that I'm really caught up in. It's nothing that I want to get caught up in. It's boring. It's unique, but it's boring. And you can, like I said, go deeper into this lore. Absolutely. There are so many videos of Skyrim lore to fall asleep to. Like, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of those, sure. But those videos are to fall asleep for a reason. Like, no one... Well, I'm sure there are people that do, but I don't think there's too many people that just put that on and they're like, oh, I'm going to watch all of this. This 4-hour video, I'm going to sit down and watch all of this. There's not that many people that do it. Okay? There's not. And I think that the idea that so many people do abandon the story at this point leads to the story being kind of muddy. Like I said, you can just ignore half of the story once you've met with the Greybeards, but the story becomes unclear as you move forward, because everything is moving forward with you. So people are commenting on things and you don't understand half what they're saying, because they're commenting on something that's like 4 hours into the game, and you're doing stuff that's like you're 10 hours in, and people are commenting on stuff that you have no idea what it is, and you don't really care because you went to Solitude one time, and so you show up, some dude's being beheaded, and you're like, yeah, I know what's going on for sure. Definitely, yes, correct. Speaking of the beheading in Solitude, that when you show up, you can go and you'll find the dude's sister, the guy who was just beheaded. You find his sister, and she's like, so what's your opinion on the war? And you're like, I don't even know. I haven't been tracking it. And she's like, huh, right, and then walks away. Wow, thanks, Skyrim. I know what's going on for sure. But what you do find out in this interaction is kind of interesting. You find out that Ulfric, the guy you started the game with, yeah, that guy, he had challenged the High King to a like fair battle or something, and won because he used the voice, which is your shout power, where you can turn someone into dust. Remember I said that? Whispering? Okay, great. Well, that guy, he used it on this dude, on the High King, and won. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's not his fault that the combat system usually just plays out to be this. Yeah, that's interesting. Gotta love it. But as much as I don't like the combat, the slow motion parts are kind of cool, I guess. I mean, when you hit those critical finishers, I mean, it's kind of cool. That sounds like something on Urban Dictionary that I don't. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, don't look that up. Why? I'm sorry about that. Oh. I hate the internet. I hate the internet. But my point is that I'm tired of this kind of gameplay. Like, seriously, what is up with just this? Like, hit attack until everything's dead. Like, can we stop? Can we get like a normal, regular kind of thing going on? Maybe, possibly in a way, I don't know. Because it's kind of getting on my nerves. Like, I scratched the surface of this in my Arc Raiders video, which you should go watch. But in that video, I mentioned that, like, pretty much the Chekhov's gun, but with video games, kind of. So, like, the idea is that every weapon in a game should have a use. I think that Ark, New Vegas, and Outer Worlds and Zelda do this really well, where every gun either changes the gameplay up or it has a use to you, where in Skyrim it just feels like they were like, well, we can't have just swords, so what else? And some dude who was smoking meth in the corner just went, what if we put in a hammer? Like, who cares? It's still the same thing. It's hit attack until they're all dead. That's all it's tiring. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And then, like, it's like, what else am I going to use these weapons for? You can't melt them down into iron or anything. All you can use them for is to get more gold and then be a billionaire because you raided 4 different dungeons and took all their weapons and sold them. Like, who cares? Who cares? Okay? Like, you can be a billionaire and then be praised as a god for the rest of the game. So basically, you can become Elon Musk in the first, like, 4 hours of this game. But basically what I'm saying is that I want some challenge or some mechanic in it. Like, this attack until everything's dead is boring. There's nothing to it. There's no strategy. AI, the enemies suck, so they just run at you. Like, I want something to give me some challenge, give me something to learn, something that I've earned, right? Like, at a certain point in this game, and I don't know how you would do it without ruining the hero mechanic like I talked about, but at some point in this game, like probably at level 10, people that try to stand in your way become more of inconveniences than actual foes trying to attack you. Like, you're not stepping in because of you, I've stepped in dog poop now. Oh no. My whole adventure is ruined. These foes just become like such vexes and just such minor inconveniences. Like, and it happens so quick. Like, it's quicker than me going on a break after my first 30 minutes of being in work. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm done. We're done. But so far, I've given you reasons as to why I love and hate this game. And I think that it's valid to love or hate this game. There's reasons here. Things that are good, things that are bad. It's pretty even Steven with it, but I'm not entirely convinced. That's why I'm not as obsessed with it like I am other games. Sure, I have reasons as to why, and they're valid, and yeah, anyone can or can't enjoy Skyrim. It doesn't really matter. But I wonder if for people, specifically people my age, there's something deeper here. Right? That there's something more going on.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
A couple months ago, I was watching a video. I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and I saw this video with Jacksepticeye. And in this video, he pretty much explains that people don't miss the old Jacksepticeye. They just miss that feeling. And I wonder if Skyrim's the same way. Is Skyrim that same thing where you're not really chasing Skyrim? Because honestly, as much as people love it, there's probably 10 more that hate it. There's a million reasons that this game is just not good. Do I miss what Skyrim should be or what I want it to be? Ends up being like a toxic ex that you keep giving money to after high school because you're just that kind of guy, aren't you, Derek? All right, stop that. She doesn't love you anymore. She doesn't. Those feelings are gone, I promise. And I think that Skyrim's that same way. See, Skyrim, for me and for a lot of other people, was my first real RPG where I could truly build and play anyone I wanted. But those days are gone now. And I want that feeling of coming home after school with my best friend and us taking turns in Skyrim, trying to figure out a puzzle or trying to kill one of the guys, the bad guys, the evildoers. I'm not saying anything revolutionary here, and I know that there's probably an equal amount of neckbeards that'll be like, oh, actually, this game is the best game ever. Actually, yeah, okay. And then there's also those people who are like, and actually, you know, you're wrong, because all those good things said about Skyrim actually are wrong, okay? And it's not fair. But for me, I like this game. There's things that I like about it. There's plenty of times that I will just hop in and just play because it's enjoyable, whether it's a dungeon or a side quest or something. I don't know how many times I have to admit that before the internet gets off my back about how this game is amazing. Like, can I breathe? Please, thank you. But it has places where it can be improved. And to ignore that would be pretty ignorant. Like, I don't know if you're just that ignorant or if you simp for goth girls. I don't know which side of the fence you're on, but I don't think that we miss Skyrim or that we think Skyrim needs improvements. I think you miss those days when it was late at night and you were up in your room or sneaking down to the living room to play more Skyrim because it was interesting and new and it was so big. You had nothing else to worry about. Now we have bigger things to worry about. Remember when I called this game like an X a couple seconds ago? You don't? Maybe you should see a doctor because you for sure should have remembered that. Like, how many times did your dad hit you? Oh, that's it? Dude, you definitely should go see a doctor because I don't know. Look, I'm no doctor, but you should, if you can't remember, just go figure that out. But for those that aren't suffering from terrible brain damage, I think that this game really is an X for us, or those times are an X for us, right? That we were so obsessed with Skyrim. And now, every time Bethesda comes out to revamp the God Rays or fix the tree animations or whatever they do, that doesn't mean jack squat. You still open your wallet for them. And Derek, I swear on my life, I will reach through this screen, put that wallet away. In all seriousness, we don't miss this game. We just don't. We miss not having to worry about your mom complaining that you still don't have a girlfriend, even though you're 36 and still living in her basement. We didn't have to worry about the idea that we have bills, that we have worries and stresses that we go through. We didn't have work. We didn't have the global warming crisis crushing us. Our mental health wasn't destroyed yet. And so we get caught up on those times. Importance. It's of really big importance that we don't do that. I know that for me, I'll get guilty for having done something or having sinned or something that was wrong or bad or something, and I get so guilty and caught up on it that I forget the whole reason I believe in Christ. You see, the reason I believe in Christ is because I'm a terrible person. I will be the first person to admit that I am a terrible person. But Christ gave me hope. It was that hope that makes me believe that what he says is true and real. And we, no matter who you are, whether you're a Christian or not, we can get caught up in that. We can get caught up in our guilt or our worries or our stresses, and we yearn for what used to be. That's gone now, and that's okay. It's okay to move on. Like, I don't think that we should get stuck on that, right? We should be able to move forward and not forget, but just not dwell on what happened. Look at around you, what God has given you. There's so much that you have. Yeah, sure, you're living in your mom's basement, but at least you have a car and a job and friends, maybe. I don't know. I don't know you. You don't know me, right? We're not on that kind of level yet. Give me a couple more dates, and I swear on my life, we'll get real personal, but like, calm down, girl. It's okay. Anyways, so stupid. I hate that. Anyways, so don't get weighed down by the guilt. Look around you at all the amazing things that you do have, or the things that are going to be coming to you. Like, you have things ahead of you. You know that, right? Like, statistically, you're probably not going to die tomorrow. Statistically, actually, you're probably going to die tomorrow. But don't let that weigh you down. Keep going. Move forward. Because you have so much coming your way and you don't even see it yet. So just keep pushing forward. Don't miss out. All right? God doesn't want you to miss out on the things that he has for you. And I'm sure you don't want to miss out on those things that you have coming for you. And if you're focused on the past, you'll miss it. You'll miss amazing games. In this case, amazing games you'll miss out on. Like Outer Worlds. If you haven't played Outer Worlds, highly recommend it. Breath of the Wild. I talked about that game. Play that. That's an amazing game. Tears of the Kingdom. Another great game. It's the same as Breath of the Wild, but you know, they add on to it. And I don't want you to miss out on those experiences. So don't get caught up on the past. Yes, Skyrim was great for the time, and it has room for improvement. But people are working on it. Keep going, keep pushing, keep moving. You've got this. Hi, and thanks for staying till the end of my TED Talk. I know it was boring. We got a little mushy there at the end. But what do you think? Do you think we get caught up on the past and that's why we like Skyrim so much? If not, tell me why. If so, also tell me why. I want to hear. I'll be in the comments for the first 30 minutes of the end of this video, like I am every video. So if you catch me, hey, catch me. I'd love to talk with you. Like I said before, I don't know if you saw my YouTube post, but I'm not doing the whole streaming thing. I just can't fit it into my schedule. It happens. That's why this video is late. We had the holidays and everything. So I'm not going to be doing streaming. I might once in a while, but it'll be like something that you'll have to just catch me doing. If you want, you can always go follow me on Twitch and get a notification for that. But thanks for sticking around, and thank you for your time. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that my thoughts really helped you think deeper on this topic or other topics. I don't know. Maybe I inspired you some way. I don't know. I hope I did. Make sure that you leave a like, comment, and hit the bell icon. Thank you. Have a great day.